What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kelsee Briana J here with this new look. I thought it was super cute and fun to create. I've always wanted to do a look like this on my channel because I've worn it a few times in real life, and I always get tons and tons and tons of compliments. So it's really simple to recreate. So I only used a few eyeshadows, and it's really all about the technique. I hope that you guys really enjoy this look, and I hope that you all enjoy recreating it as much as I have. So yeah, I'm just doing a once over showing you guys the eyes and the lips. I thought it was super fun, so let's get started. Okay, so first I took Painterly Paintpot with a 252 brush, and basically I'm just going to apply that all over my eyelid, like really thin. I must have had some on my eye, but anyways, yeah, I'm just applying a really thin coat of that all over the eyelid, and this is going to be our base. It makes the eyeshadow more vibrant, and it also makes it where it is crease proof. Make sure you smooth it out, because if you don't, it can look clumpy underneath the eyeshadow. So now I'm filling in my eyebrows using Spiked Brow Pencil. This is my favorite pencil to do my brows with. It allows you to get super precise, and basically one stroke equals a little hair. You are going to pick up this pencil and mimic how hair is drawn onto the brow, and you can get a really pretty sculpted brow. Okay, so I went ahead and did both of them. So now I'm going to take a 208 brush and go over that with charcoal brown eyeshadow just to kind of brighten it up. Here I had purple hair, so I didn't want them to be super dark, and I didn't want it to like get lost in translation with the eye look either. So I think that this brow matches the look that we did pretty good. So to clean it up, I'm just taking the medium dark concealer palette along with the NARS angled brow brush, and I'm just taking the lightest concealer and just cleaning up underneath that brow area with it. You guys know, you've seen this technique a lot of times on YouTube, and basically what this does is just gives the appearance of like fresh, clean arch brows. So this is my primer, the Dior Pore Perfecting Primer. The primer is good stuff. Use it kind of as a spot treatment instead of just putting it all over the face, because sometimes it can give you a really dry appearance. So I let that sit, and then I start on my eyes. So I'm taking soft brown with a 217 brush, and I am using windshield wiper motions and just putting it right in my crease. And what this does is this is going to be our transition color. So you put that there, and it doesn't look like a whole lot right now, but it definitely makes a big difference once you get the rest of the eyeshadows on, so it doesn't just be like blue all the way up to your crease. So I made that cute little palette. I'm taking Electric Eel, which is a bright blue by MAC, and I'm patting that right on the inner corner of my eye with a 242 brush, which I've recently started using. So there's that. So pat that right there, and you see I'm not swiping. I want the color to be really concentrated in the inner corner, and be really careful with that because you don't want to take it too far above the crease area. So be really specific where you put the eyeshadow, because you don't want it to look like a big messy ball of color. So I'm just applying it right on the other side in the same manner, using very controlled patting motions or packing motions, whatever you like to call it. So you see I'm stopping right before I get to the iris on my eye, and I'm leaving that area a little blank. So yeah, it's super easy. Just make sure you don't put too much product on the brush so it doesn't fall out. You don't get a whole lot of fallout. So now taking that same color and using the same patting technique, I'm going to pat it right on the outer corner. Notice I'm leaving the middle section empty, because that is where we're going to apply our gold pigment. So just pat that eyeshadow, make it really pigmented and really press it in, and make sure that it's getting bold, but you want to be really specific about the placement again. So same thing on the other side. Just really focus that color right in that area, and really try your best to ignore the inner portion of the lid. And you kind of want to make sure that you're leaving the same amount of space on both eyes, so both of them have the same amount of area for the gold pigment. So here I am going back with the 217 brush, and I'm just doing that to buff out that little outer edge, so the color still looks seamless and it doesn't look very harsh, because you don't want any harsh lines. And y'all, excuse my voice, like I'm literally the most sick this winter, so I'm just getting over a voice thing. I just got my voice back. So there's a once over. That's Deep Truth eyeshadow. And to add a little bit of dimension to the outer corner, I'm using that same brush and I'm patting it right on the outer corner. I'm not going to put this color on the inner corner as well. I'm just going to focus it right on the outer corner. And I'm patting it almost into the crease right next to Electric Eel and kind of buffing it outwards. So you see it. You go back and forth with the tools, and that really gives you a nice seamless eyeshadow application. So don't blend it too much to the point where the color goes away. You just want it to be slightly darker right there. So there's that. Go back with the blending brush and buff it out. So it's kind of like a process that you do. So here's a close-up of that, how it needs to look at this stage of the makeup. So now I'm taking a eyeshadow called Nylon, and I'm taking that right underneath my brow. So I'm putting it on top of where I had the concealer, and what this does is just really brighten it. And I love this color because it's metallic. It is like one of the most unique neutrals MAC makes. It's like a gold and silver hybrid. Like, it's just so pretty. This is the pigment that I'm going to put in the middle. This one is Old Gold. I'm now spraying my brush, the same brush, with Fix Plus, and basically this gives the pigment a little bit more of a metallic finish, and I'm just focusing it on the area that I didn't put any eyeshadow with to begin. So I'm just patting it using the same patting motions, and I'm kind of patting right on top of the outer edge of the eyeshadow, and that just kind of blends it without fusing the colors together, because you still want them to look separate, but you still want it to blend at the same time, if that makes sense. I really hope it does. See, watch me do it on this eye. You can kind of see my technique again. So I still want both the blues to be prominent on both sides, but I want it to blend with the gold. So there's that. And then if you cover up too much of the blue, feel free, like I did, to go back over it and just kind of make it more pronounced. Same brush just kind of gets the job done for this look. And then use the 217 to just buff it and blend it out. Like I'm doing now, because you don't want any harsh lines. That's really the key to any eyeshadow job. You want it to look more seamless and effortless. And then I dip my brush back in Deep Truth, and I'm just focusing it right on that little edge right there. And then I'm taking my fingers and blending it out. Sometimes your fingers are like the best tool that you can use for makeup. So same thing. The warmth from your hands just kind of effortlessly blends it out. So, and now I'm taking with the pencil brush, Nylon, and I'm putting it right on top of that blue, and that gives like a really pretty effect. So I sprayed with Fix Plus to kind of ready my skin for everything, and I got Strobe Cream, and I forgot the name of that brush, but I absolutely love it for foundation. I think it's my favorite, and I'm mixing Strobe Cream in with my NARS Sheer Glow foundation, and I'm just really putting that on the skin, and it's such a pretty finish. Strobe Cream gives like this really pretty duo, not a duochrome, but it gives a pretty glow because it's like a purple color. So you mix it in with your foundation, you can mix it in like with your skincare, and it just really makes the skin look radiant. And so I'm trying to think of the name of that brush. It's the 128 brush, yes. Okay, so going back with my brows, I decided I wanted them to be a little bit more defined. So I use MAC's Prolongwear Brow Gel, and that one is in the color Quiet Brunette. I love that. So I'm taking MAC's Studio Finish Concealer Palette in the, I believe that's the dark one or the next one. I don't know. I have to link it in the bottom bar. And basically, on areas where I need a little bit more coverage, I'm taking my Dior sponge and just patting it on. So now underneath my eye area, I'm using the NARS Radiance Creamy Concealer. I think that's the name of it. And I'm in the color Biscuit. And I'm blending that in with a damp Dior Beauty Blender, which gives a really pretty finish. And I really kind of like that concealer. And I'm setting it with Nye Banana Powder, which I've had that for about a year now, and I really just hardcore started using it not too long ago, and it gives like such a pretty little finish, and the concealer doesn't crease when you use it, and it's brightening, and I love it. So after I'm done doing my concealer, I wait because it cleans up the under eye area and you can get a really sharp edge with your eyeshadow. Then I do my eyeliner, and I love MAC's Chromaline eyeliner in Black because it's super black and pigmented and it's creamy and it doesn't take a whole lot to put it on there. And I'm applying it with the 210 brush by MAC, which is a really thin eyeliner brush. So to set all of that, I am using MAC Studio Fix Powder, which is a full coverage foundation, and basically this gives me a little bit more coverage in areas that I need it. I do have some scarring on my face, slight scarring on my face, so I need a little bit more coverage during certain times when I'm having a difficult skin period. So I'm using that same brush, which is MAC's 109, and I'm using some of these shade colors from the Shade and Sculpt line, and I love those powders from MAC, and I just kind of mix them all together. And so you can find them on their website. They don't sell them at most counters. I think they just sell them at the pro stores, and I love those. And I'm just contouring my face, so I'm taking a little bit around my hairline, a little bit down there on by the jawline, and then I'm taking the second to lightest, and I'm contouring my nose. And y'all, I don't ever contour my nose. I was just being a little bit extra right there. So I just wanted to look real snatched, honey. And I'm taking Lightsweep, which I absolutely love that highlighting powder. Like, it's such the bomb. I love it, love it, love it. So I'm taking that and I'm putting it on the high planes of my cheeks. And it's such like a subtle highlight. It looks like a natural glow from within, like you woke up like that. So going back over the contouring powder, I'm going to put a bronzer, and that is MAC's Refined Golden. And I love this highlighting powder. Like, this is a not so natural highlighting powder, but it gives like that nice glow, glimmer. You look like a mermaid. And this is the Becca Champagne Gold one. And this one's limited edition, but it's not hard to find. So I'm applying my lashes, and these are MAC's 48 lashes, which these are my favorite MAC lashes, I want to say. And I had them already sitting out, and so they were ready for me to just pop on when I was done with everything. And I'm applying them with Duo Glue. So I put both of them on, so save time for the video. So now for my blush, I'm going to use Peachtwist by MAC. And it's such a pretty little peachy color. I love peachy blush because it makes you look so fresh. I'm going to take some of that nylon and put it down on the bottom inner corner of my eyelid, and that just gives you like such a good awake look. And I'm using some eyeliner by MAC, and that one is Defiantly Black. So onto lips, which are my favorite, I'm using Currant Lipliner by MAC, and basically just lining my lips. So it's really easy to do this part. You just kind of gotta go on your natural lips structure, but basically I take it and I go around the perimeter of the lip, and then I fill it in, and then I just kind of like zhuzh my lips around, so it just almost has a tint by itself without the lipstick. And then I fill in those inner corners to give the lip a little bit more dimension when I put on my lipstick. So I'm really just cleaning up that lip area. So the lipstick I'm using, it was my first time using it, y'all, and I really like the color. It is Melt Dark Room, and it was limited edition because the owner, Laura, she was getting married. Selfie time. She was getting married, but anyways, they made it permanent now, so good. So finishing touches, Fix Plus, and put some mascara on that bottom, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Giving myself the once over. I hope you guys enjoy.